All right, guys, welcome to the Credit Game. My name is Mike. As always, every day I want to bring you something new, more education, more tips, more tricks, more strategies of how you can raise your credit score and how you can do it fast, right? There's a lot of people out there that are, that have different ways of raising a credit score, and a lot of it's old school mentality. A lot of it is, the paper format, some of the, Google the letters online, and, we talk about the 609s a lot. We talk about, some of the cookie cutter letters that anybody can get for free, right? They're just free letters on there. You got to remember that if it's free, generally speaking, that means everybody's using it. And what happens is your letter actually turns into a 2-digit number. Okay, so whenever you send a letter to the credit bureaus, your response, your letter actually turns into a 2-digit number, anywhere from 26 to 94. And in between there, what happens is the more aggressive the number is, the more response you're going to get, right? And so people have tried these different hacks where, they try to handwrite the letters, they try to change a couple words, they try to bypass the system so that way it gets read. So the idea when you're sending a letter is essentially you want a human to read it versus a computer and changing it from a 2-digit. So eOscar transfers the information, the credit bureaus receive it. There's not everybody, believe me, with the millions of letters that are coming in, there's not a person behind the scenes going, no, it's all done by computer, guys. All right, so today, I'm going to talk to you about the first thing. But first, before I get into the title today, okay? If it is your first time on the channel, I would appreciate the hell out of you guys if you would hit the subscribe button for me. Smash on that like button, all right? And everybody says this, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. Like, take your time right now and understand that I'm here to help you guys. So those likes, right? Clicking the like button, it helps. Right? It's how we build the channel. It's how I'm able to help people. It's how I'm able to raise the national credit average of score, right? From 667 to over 700. I'm going to do in 2021 because of all you guys and all your thanks and appreciation I give you, okay? Also, in order to get better at something, you want to turn on your bell notification, okay? So I say this every day. I know there's a lot of people that do it. There's a lot of people that don't. So I challenge you to do 3 things. Hit the subscribe button, click the like button, and then turn on your bell notification. If you're already a subscriber, welcome aboard. If you haven't turned on your bell, turn on your bell. If you're brand new, subscribe, like, and turn on your bell. 3 things I'm going to challenge you guys to do. Let's see how many people actually can follow directions. All right, before we get into it, I want to share with you something that's extremely important. Okay, now going into the end, okay, we're in the last couple weeks of December, okay, right before 2021, we get the holidays coming up, and there's going to be people that are going to be looking for cars. There's going to be people looking for credit cards, right? Think about it. Credit cards for the holidays, so we don't have to pay cash. Maybe a new vehicle for your lover, might be nice. Maybe you're trying to get a car for, one of your kids. Maybe you need a new car. Whatever the case is, you have to look at it this way. If your credit score is under 658, there's 2 things that are going to affect you if you don't make a move quick. Number 1, you're going to end up paying the same amount for a car payment that you would pay, say, for a 2020 Mercedes that you could lease or purchase. You're going to get a 92 Toyota Corolla. Bad score. If you have a bad score, the same payment, look how ridiculous that sounds. A 92 Corolla or a 2020 Mercedes. AKA 655 payment, okay? If you financed and you had a horrible credit score, if you financed the 92 Corolla, which you'd be an idiot if you did because you might as well just buy the damn thing cash. But if you did, and you had to finance it, you'd be paying the same amount. That's the difference in interest rates. Okay, so this is why this channel is so important, because I talk about interest. I talk about how to raise your credit score, the things you need to raise your credit score. So today we're going to talk about 7 hacks that you can do immediately to start raising your credit score and start thinking about the past. Okay, this is the credit game, guys. Okay, I want you to know that every word that I'm speaking, I'm talking to myself. The world just happens to hear it now. This is all about me. I built this for me. I didn't build it for you guys. So when I built it, I, myself, needed help. I was at a 505. Today I'm at 827. Okay, I've been there for the last 7 years. I can get anybody to an 800 credit score. It's the maintaining the 800 credit score that's much more difficult, right? So we have a lot of people that call in, they're like, oh, I want their services, boom, I'm ready. but I don't need education. I don't want the education. Well, you need the education because, again, most people I can get to a very high credit score. But what happens is if you don't know the credit game, if you don't know what to do when you get there, guess what's going to happen? You're going to fall right back into the 600s very fast. So the 7 hacks that we're going to talk about today are essential. You guys, these are things you can do right away. These are things that are long-term solutions, and these are things that are going to help you out tremendously. The first thing you have to know is that you have the legal right to challenge anything on your credit report, okay? So as an adult here in America, you have the legal right to challenge anything that you feel, okay? Nobody else can feel it, that you feel is inaccurate, obsolete, unfair, unduly incorrect, or erroneous on your credit report. Now, knowing that you have the legal right to do it, there are 2 options. A, I can do it myself, or B, if I don't know what I'm doing, I can hire somebody to do it for me, okay? Just know that those are 2 options. Now let's take in consideration here if you were to do it yourself. Okay, hack number 1 starts like this. You need to remove any old addresses, phone numbers, alias names, and job employments that you've worked at in the past, or anything of those that are attached to any negative mark on your credit report. Let me say that again. You want 1 address, 1 phone number, 1 name, and 1 job employment that is not attached to any negative on your credit report. So if you've got late payments, if you've got collections, you got charge-offs, you got a bankruptcy, you've got student loans, whatever it is that's negative on your credit report, okay? Associate the address, the name, the phone number, and the job employment that is attached to that negative and remove it from your credit report. It is called an update personal information. Now, let me ask you a question. If I could tell you that I have the proprietary letters that are worded out perfectly that'll actually remove everything from your credit report that is not supposed to be there because you only want 1 of each, do I have your attention? Put in comments below, do I have your attention? Okay? Hack number 2. And I'm going to tell you why you need to do this. Because if it's associated with the negative, the way the credit bureaus work is they attach multiple different data points. Okay? Name, address, phone number, employment, social, date of birth. Okay? They look for data points to be able to say, that's yours. If you remove all that are attached to that negative, it makes it very difficult for the credit bureaus to verify the information. This is why this is a hack, guys. I'm giving you like a gem right here. So if you remove everything except for 1 name, 1 phone number, 1 address, and 1 employment that doesn't have any negative attachment to it, even if it's the place you're living at now and those are negative, then you want to remove that and you want to leave the one on there that is not attached to something that is negative. Okay? You guys follow me? Good. Put in comments below if you would be interested in those letters, those proprietary letters that are created for me, and now I just happen to share them with the world. Okay? Put yes in the comments or no if you're not interested. Number 2. And number 2 hack is this. You need to set up your payments on auto. Okay? This is one thing that I did. I did a survey of over 50 people with an 800 credit score. Okay? I've also did a survey with billionaires to find out what is the one thing that they're doing that nobody else is doing. I'm talking billionaires, not even millionaires. What is the one thing that people with an 800 credit score are doing that nobody else is doing? And the single biggest thing is that their credit cards and their car payment are set up on auto deduct from your checking/savings account. Because if you miss a payment, it will affect your credit for the next 7 years. If you set it up, just the minimum payment coming out the day before the due date, okay, then you have no chance of missing a payment because your payment history is 35% of your credit score. And somebody gets to an 800, you didn't know to do this, you accidentally, something happened and you got busy, whatever the case is, you had multiple credit cards, you forgot one, and you have a late payment now. Now you have a late payment that just took off 35% of your credit score. So now from an 800, you just went into 600s. One mistake. set up your payments, call the back of the credit card and say, hey, look, I want my payment, my minimum payment coming out of my checking account on this date every month. I guarantee if people with 800 credit score, and I've surveyed a lot of them, are doing this, you need to do it. Okay? It's not by coincidence that the people with 800 plus credit score, all these people I surveyed, are doing that. Okay? Giving you the best knowledge you guys need to be able to take over your credit score. Okay? Hack number 3 is this. Let me share with you what I said earlier about that 655. Okay? People with a 655 credit score or lower are going to be affected in a couple ways. Okay? This is why this is an update video. Number 1, FICO 10 is coming out this month. I've been saying it for months. You guys that have been following me for months and haven't took action, shame on you. That's all I can tell you. Because the lenders towards this month in December, I'm timing this video, I'm telling you something. FICO 10T trending is coming out, and if your credit score is lower than 655, just go ahead and just say, you know what, I just give up. Because here's what's going to happen. When you go to apply for something, and they are using FICO 10, which I don't understand why any company would not adopt the FICO 10 model, considering the fact that they're going to be able to look back 24 months on your credit, not a snapshot like FICO 8. They're going to actually be able to see what you did for the last 24 months. This is why I tell you, it is imperative to remove the negatives and late payments. I implore you, if I could reach through this camera right now and shake you, I would tell you, please get your negatives and late payments fixed immediately, because it's going to be very difficult when you go to try to get something when they can see back 24 months and you still have late payments and collections on. Very, very difficult. Those people that are higher than a 655 credit score across the board, you guys are actually going to benefit from the FICO 10. Okay? And that's kind of the mark that they're looking at. So not only that, you are going to need trade lines. Let me tell you why. Because you can add age to your credit report. So if you got new credit, you got thin file, you've never had credit, okay, you can put on trade lines. This is a hack, okay? Somebody with great credit is willing to share their information, their credit, basically their credit limit and the age of their account, and they will add you as an authorized user to their account. And by doing that, your score is going to go up. The higher the limit and the older the card, the more impact it's going to make to your credit score. Now, here's the kicker. Because FICO can look back 24 months, you don't want to put a 6-month account on. If you put a 6-month account on, they're going to be able to see it. You want at least 2 years, I would even go 3 years, and at least $10,000 credit limit. Okay? Now, if you're trying to get a credit card with X bank, whether it's Bank of America, Chase, Capital One, Discover, Citibank, whatever the case is, you want to add that trade line on your credit report as an authorized user. So if I'm like, all right, cool, I would love to get a Discover card, then I want to put on a Discover trade line to get a Discover card. You want the same banks because it shows relationship with that bank already. And then when they're pulling your credit, they say, okay, cool, he's got a Discover already on there for $6,000, $10,000, $20,000 credit limit. Cool, we're gonna offer him another one, okay? So you want the same bank that you are trying to get, all right? Older the card, higher the credit limit, the better off you are going to be. That's how trade lines work, okay? Hack number 4, and that is this. If you have revolving accounts on your credit, okay, that would mean a line of credit, that would mean credit cards. Then you need to add an installment, which would be a loan or a car payment, okay? So that mixture is very, very important for FICO. This is all the research and data and information I'm giving you guys is by my research, and I'm telling you something. If you have a mixture, it's going to help you a lot. For example, if you have installments, maybe you have a car payment, maybe you have a loan, but you don't have any revolving credit cards or a line of credit, then you're going to want to put a revolving account, okay, which would be a credit card or a line of credit. So whatever you don't have, add the other. Remember, car and loans, any kind of fixed payment, even a house, fixed payment every single month means the payment doesn't change. That's an installment. Revolving means credit card or a line of credit because depending on how much you use, the payment changes each month. All right, so if you have one, get the other. If you don't have that one, get the other one. Okay, that's hack number 4, and that's going to help you out tremendously for FICO. Hack number 5 is this, is how to get multiple credit cards with 1 or 0 inquiries. Years of research for me to figure this out. Okay, years. I know what credit cards you can do this with. How do you think that I have 43 credit cards? What, you have 43? I have 43 credit cards. How do you think I have 43 credit cards? Wouldn't that mean that I would have 43 inquiries? Well, it depends on if I got it in the last 2 years, right? Well, I did about 30 of them in the last 2 years. How did you get approved with all those inquiries? The key is not having all those inquiries. The key is having only a few inquiries, because then it looks like you didn't get the account. And that hack, you can do with American Express. I'm going to tell you some of the banks you can do this with. You can do that with American Express. You can do that with Barclays. You can do that with Discover. Why do I point here? Everything I teach inside this shows you exactly, right? You guys are also, I just need credit, I just want credit, I just want stuff removed. No, that's not what you want. Do you see these hacks that I'm teaching you right here? What if you knew how to get multiple credit cards with one inquiry? Do you think that would be beneficial to you? Put yes or no in the comments. Would that be beneficial to you if you can get 5 to 10 credit cards and maybe only have 1 or 2 inquiries? That's what I'm teaching you guys. So the education piece is vital. Not just, oh, just remove my stuff, because then you have no clue what you're doing. That's what I'm talking about, knowing the credit game like your child's name. When I go get credit cards, I get multiple credit cards, I get 1 inquiry. Okay? Because I know how to use public record. Because I know how to use the soft pull trick. I know how to use the pre-approvals. Okay? And I know what credit cards I can get multiple credit cards in 1 swipe with 1 inquiry. That is knowing the hack of all hacks right there. So hack number 6 is this. If you guys are going to shop for a car, okay, or a house, make sure that you do all your shopping within a 10-day period. All your inquiries that you get, first of all, let me back up a little bit, because if you're getting a bunch of inquiries, that means you're going to the dealership, which is kind of an error to start with. But let's just say that you went into BMW or Mercedes, and you're like, I want a car. What's going to happen is they're going to search you. Actually, let me make it a little bit worse. Let's say you go into CarMax or one of these buy here, pay here's. What's going to happen is they have a bunch of lenders, right, in their dialogue. And when you go in there and you try to apply for a credit card for a car and you're under 655, what they're going to do is they're going to shop you with a bunch of places, which means you're going to have multiple inquiries. Not a terrible thing, because if you do that within a 10-day period, if you're going to get a vehicle or a house, do all your shopping, do all your looking, and do all your applications within a 10-day period, and that will only count as 1 inquiry. Okay, the other inquiries will not affect you. So you can go dealership, the dealership, the dealership, the dealership, 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 dealership. Over the next 10 days, you could do 5 dealerships in 1 day. 1 inquiry, it'll only cost you 1 inquiry, as long as you do it within a 10-day period. The other inquiries won't affect you. Okay, so that is hack number 6. And hack number 7, and that is this: you must never, ever, ever pay for a charge-off. Why is this a hack? Because look, most people have no idea, right? Most people say, I've got negatives, I want them removed, and that's it, right? Why would I not want to pay for a collection? Why would I not want to pay for the charge-off? Because if you knew that a charge-off you never signed for, if you knew that a charge-off was just a company that bought the debt from, say, Bank of America, because you had a debt with Bank of America, they charged off to ABC Collection Company. ABC Collection Company is then essentially assigned to your debt, and all they are trying to do is collect their money, because the $4,000 debt that you owe Bank of America, ABC Collection Company picked that up for about $40. And anything the ABC Collection Company calls you and collects over $40, it's a win for them. But if you knew that they only picked it up for about 4 to 5 cents on every dollar that was owed from the original creditor, then you can multiply that, wink, wink. You can multiply that and go, okay, cool. These people that are trying to harass me, okay, guess what? They only paid 4 cents for every dollar they owed. So if you reverse engineer it and go, okay, cool, right? I had a collection with Bank of America. They sold the debt to ABC Collection. We're calling it ABC Collection Company, okay? There's multiple of them out there, okay? So they pick it up for 4 to 5 cents on every dollar that you owed. So essentially $160. Anything over $160, they make a win. Now you can see why they pick it up for 4 cents a dollar, because they want to make money and they know they can call you and go, hey, you know what? We want to settle this for half of the original debt. We're willing to settle for half. So instead of the $4,000, you pay us $2,000. You pay them $2,000. Guess what happens? They bought it for $140. So here's two things. Number one, you don't owe them. Okay, you don't owe them. You never signed paper with them. And then some people will say, well, yeah, they can carry it over and they can get a judgment on your, and yes, sometimes they can if it's a large amount, okay? Which I would definitely get an attorney if that happens. However, there are many loopholes legally, and what I would do is get Elite Credit Repair to remove the charge off, because guess what? When you know the law, there's a lot of things that you can do to remove it. When you pay it, here's what happens. Now you have a paid collection. Now you have a paid collection on your credit report. So every lender is going to see that, oh, he had a collection, right? FICO, they're going to be able to look back 24 months. Oh, he has a collection. Oh, he paid his collection. Oh, it's satisfactory. Guess what? It stays on your credit for the next 7 years. Merry Christmas. Or you could be smart and have it removed like it never happened. Choice is yours. So that's why I say don't ever pay it. Now, if you're just like one of these people, you're like, look, I need to pay it, then I'm going to give you one more hack. What you need to get before you make any payments is you need to get a letter, okay, something in writing, whether it's an email or letter, from the creditor saying, hey, look, if I make this payment, okay, and then let's just say it's, you did the math and you said, okay, they picked it up for 4 cents on the dollar, they bought it for $160, but guess what? I'm going to offer them $200 so they make a little bit. All they want is their money back. They just paid $160 for this debt. They're going to try to collect anything over that 160. Hey, because you did it, and I told you, Mike at the credit game said, hey, right, like, you know in your head, you're like, okay, cool, he paid 160, so I offer him $200. The thing about it is this, what you can do is you can say this, I'm willing to make a payment today of $200. However, before I do that, I need something in writing saying if I make this payment today for $200, that you're going to remove it from the credit bureaus. Because if you do that and they don't remove it and you have it in writing, you send that paperwork that they said they were going to remove it to the credit bureaus, and guess what? They legally have to remove it. Okay? So look, here's the deal. Remember I told you in the beginning, we have FICO coming out, we have Christmas coming, we have holidays coming, and guess what? You can either take action or you can do what you've been doing. It's two things. Take action or go back to where you were with bad credit. Okay? If you've been following me for any long period of time, you know that I'm going to push you because mommy and daddy didn't push you. If they did, you'd have an 850 credit score. You can do it yourself or you can hire professionals to do the work. That's the two choices. You have the legal right to do this yourself. If you want the proprietary letters or if you want Elite Credit Repair or if you want both, if you want Tradelines at 75% off competitor prices, then I'll be waiting on your call. But guess what? Elite Credit Repair is the fastest credit repair on the planet. We're getting results in 60 days, not 6 months to a year. You can get discount on Tradelines, 75% off of the competitor prices that are out there. And you can have the entire, if you think this is valuable, God, I'm telling you something. Wait till you see what I did inside here. This is just like nothing compared to like some of the tips, tricks, and things I've been showing you. Like remember, because I had to build this for me. So what's inside here, all these hacks, all these tricks, all these things that are like, will help you out tremendously. Get high limit credit cards, all kinds of stuff. I don't want to ruin the surprise. But you can do it yourself. Or you can say, you know what, Mike? I've been watching you. I'm ready to change my life. I need to do it because I'm about to get slammed and spanked by FICO. And I would like to actually have a decent Christmas or a decent holiday. And you know what? Maybe a good credit card or a loan or something would be valuable. I want to help you, but you got to want to help you. So if you want to help you, 904-420-7772, 904-420-7772. I'm going to be out there on the floor waiting on your call. I want to say what's up to you as well when you call in. Mike from the Credit Game. This is the 7 hacks you need to know right away so you can change your credit score. Call me now. Take care.